Hello, and welcome to our mini training on how to do geography drills in your morning time. I want to take just a few minutes today to show you how you and your kids can learn to identify countries and features on a map from memory in just minutes a day. In order to do geography drills in your morning time, you're going to need a few simple items. First of all, you need black line copies of maps from the areas that you want to study. These maps are blank, and you'll be able to fill them in with the features that you want your kids to learn. Next, you're going to need a couple of page protectors and some fine tip wet or dry erase markers. We like to use the dry erase markers with the erasers on the end of them to make it really easy to erase. Now, in order to get ready to do the map drills in your morning time, you're going to have to prepare a map key. So first of all, choose the continent or country that you want to learn. We usually learn one continent at a time, but when we got to the United States, we actually took some time out to study just the United States and learn the location of all the different states. So choose what area you would like to learn first. Then you choose which features you want to put on your map, and this is totally up to you. You can do as few or as many features as you want. The ones I typically use, I typically do all of the countries in a continent. Certain major capital cities. Now, you could definitely have your older kids learn all of the capital cities of a continent, but we typically focus on kind of the major ones. Mountain ranges, large mountain ranges, and then other features like oceans, larger seas, and the major rivers on a continent. Those are the kinds of things that I put on there. And then I label my key. Now, I do this because if I just handed my child a map that was already pre-printed with things on it, or an atlas, there would be a lot of information on there. And so I really want them to focus in on just the items that I want them to learn, not every single thing on the map. And so by creating this key, it eliminates a lot of those other distractions that might be on a printed map. So, how to do a geography drill. This is kind of your procedure list, and then we're going to show you a little example of how we do it. First of all, you're going to give each student their blank map, their key, and their dry erase marker. And then you're going to ask them to label 3 features from their map key onto their map. And I always let them choose. This is a spot where they get to decide exactly what they want to put on there, which one are they going to do first, in what order. And a lot of times they have specific ones they really like. So this is a place where they get to pick. And once they have those 3 features labeled, then they can erase it for the day. And that's kind of the first day, and it's a lot of fun. Now, as they're doing this, you will have older students who simply write each thing out on their blank map. Some of your younger students might need to only put the first letter of the feature. And then your youngest students, you could just sit with them and point and name the features each and every day, and you're going to be amazed at how much they learn. But if you have a child who writes larger or is a reluctant writer and they're just putting the first initial of the feature, they're going to have to come back and point those out to you and tell you what they are. So it takes a little bit longer, but they can learn them fairly easily just as well. Now, the next day that you give them back their blank map and their map key, they're going to add those same 3 features again. And they're going to do this every day until they have it memorized, until they know those 3 features. And then you're going to ask them to do 3 more. And every time they get their map from that point on, they're going to do the features they know from memory. And once they've caught up with themselves, they have all the features memorized, then they get their map key. They check over their work and make sure that they've put everything in the right spot, and then they add 3 more things. And that is how you add on day after day after day, learning and practicing additional features. And before you know it, they're going to have all of the features on that particular map memorized. And then once they do, you just want to work that map into a periodic review, and so you don't forget everything that you've learned. Okay, so I'm here with John.
Hello.
And Olivia today.
Hi,
and we are going to be demonstrating the geography drills for you guys. And so we have our blank map of South America. And we have our labeled map key of South America that I labeled. And then everybody has a dry erase marker that they're going to use. Okay, guys, so I know you guys have done this before, but let's kind of pretend it's our first time. And what I want you to do is just choose 3 things from the map, 3 features, countries, cities, rivers, and just put those on your map.
Okie dokie.
And if you want to, if you just want to put the initial, you can.
Thank you.
Okay, so Olivia's done, and she's chosen to put Brazil, the Gulf of Mexico, and Bolivia on her map. So she's going to erase it and be done for the day. And tomorrow when she sits down to do it again, she's going to do those 3 once more, and she'll repeat just those 3 until she can do them without looking at her map key. And then when she doesn't have to look at her map key anymore, she'll start adding 3 more features to her list. So every time she sits down, she'll do as much as she can from memory. And when she's kind of caught up with herself, then she'll start adding new ones until she can actually label the entire map and remember all of them. Now, John, on the other hand, he's not actually writing everything out. He is doing just...
I did one.
Yeah, you did actually write that one out. He's doing just the initials. So if you have kids who are kind of reluctant writers, or they write bigger, they can't fit it on the map, or they're little bitty kids, then they can just do the initials. But now he has to tell me what he wrote.
Let's see.
So what did you put on your map?
I put Brazil,
Okay.
Amazon River, and I cannot read that.
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
So tell me one more time what you put.
Brazil, Amazon River, and Buenos Aires.
Okay, so that takes a little bit more time on Mom's part, because every day when he finishes his map, he has to come over and point and tell me all the things that are on there. But he learns them just as quickly, and little bitty kids, 5, 6 years old, can learn them just as quickly as well by coming and saying them to Mom every day. So thanks, guys, for helping me out. You want to erase your maps?
Yes, please. Racing.
All right. And that's all there is to it. The magic happens with repetition and adding new features. If you want to extend the lesson, you could use your geography terms as copywork for handwriting practice for little ones who can't fit the terms on a map. They also make great spelling words for older kids. Also, be sure to share books and videos in your morning time about the continents you are learning to make the locations come to life for your kids. Once you've learned a location, you will want to periodically review it, once a month or so you don't forget it. Make a few days each month a review day to go over old maps. Now, we have a cheat sheet for you to download that lists the procedures to use for a geography drill. You can click to get that below. And we would also love for you to share this video with your friends. Thanks so much for watching.